People of America, I have a very important announcement to make. I've been waiting for weeks to make this announcement. I've been wanting Dakotah Faye to be here because the things we are going to talk about right now are going to change the fucking world.
I am American football, beer and burgers at a tailgate party. I am the bald eagle flying high above. I am the original fuck around and find out country of the world. I am a flag in every classroom, on front lawns. I am America. I'm Washington, Abe Lincoln, and John F. Kennedy.
It's midnight madness, time to break the ice. Late night with the icebreakers, slice of paradise. When stars collide and truths unfold, no script too rigid, no tales to roll. The icebreakers, yeah, we're breaking through. Late night conversations, respect is new. From laughs to deep talks, we'll keep it real. Icebreakers after dark, that's the deal.
What's up, everyone? Tonight I have my friend and probably the most talented musician in North Dakota. You've heard me talk about him a ton. His name is Dakotah Faye. If you don't know him, you sure as fuck will. Dakotah, come on in.
My man, what's going on?
Boom.
Good to see you.
Handshake.
Good to see you.
What are you gonna get? Handshake. Oh.
Should have given the turkey like on the fist like that.
No, we don't have time to retake, so. Eddie Mack?
Yes, sir.
So, if you don't know who Eddie Mack is, he is Dakotah's DJ?
No, he's my right-hand man.
Right-hand man?
Yeah.
So,
A little bit of everything. I mean,
Okay.
This guy, we started making music together. We were, he's the one that kind of rapped before I did. We've known each other since we were kids. Retty's back here too, backstage. We all kind of started together as our crew, Money Stacks.
Okay, I've heard of
many
Money
years
Stacks.
ago.
Yeah.
About a decade ago, well, over a decade ago, but we really started taking it serious about 10 years ago, doing shows and kind of that. But Eddie's kind of did a little bit of everything. He's trying to learn how to DJ now, but he's a great rapper. He's doing my hype man stuff right now, but
yeah, that's my title now.
No, there's
Hype
nothing
man.
wrong with that. I mean,
he's incredible.
I like it.
we've talked about it a shit ton. I mean, me and you talk quite a bit now.
Right.
And it's all about team.
For sure.
Indeed.
If you look at anyone famous, anyone, anywhere, it's about the team. Like,
Right.
there's the guy, but if he doesn't have a team around him,
Doesn't
no
mean
one.
anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it's, we were just talking about this yesterday, it's Dakotah Faye, but it's everyone it's not just me, you know what I mean? It's not just, it is my name, but without them, I wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't be able to pursue this or push it as far as I have. You know what I mean? So without those guys, I'm not anything.
Which brings up an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Dakotah Faye exist?
It's a good question. You heard it here first.
I've seen things saying he doesn't.
I feel like it's the John Cena thing. Like, can you see him? Can you not? It's something like that. I think it's up to interpretation. It's abstract.
No,
whatever
it
you
exists.
believe. It's like Bigfoot or something.
So where did that come from?
Where did that come from? Well, it kind of came off of North Dakota doesn't exist.
Oh,
So
that's right.
I kind of when I really started going hard on TikTok a couple years ago, I really leaned into the whole North Dakota rapper thing because nobody really was. A lot of artists from here don't claim here. They'll say like, the place that they lived previously or Minnesota a lot of the time. And I was like, all right, if no one else is going to claim it, I might as well.
Yeah.
Seems like a free open spot for me.
That's what we're doing. I mean, Brock Lesnar, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually worked with him quite often. I worked at AvFlight, which is like the fueling for the private airfield up in Minot. And he lives right across in Winnipeg.
Oh, yeah.
So he would fly out of my airport. So I saw him like twice a week.
And my wife did too. He would stay at the hotel that she worked at quite often, so she would see him just as often as you.
Yeah, him
Sure.
and Sable.
Yeah.
See them all the time.
Oh, yeah. Save all the his wife. That's right.
He's a huge. We're both big wrestlers.
I'm a wrestling fan.
I'm a huge wrestling
He's
fan.
like,
Ooh,
huge.
here's the thing.
Huge.
Now we have some.
Yeah.
AEW or WWE right now.
I like WWE for sure, but I watch both.
Yeah, you can like
watch
both.
both.
There's nothing wrong with like
But
both. You don't have to choose
WWE
sides.
is cooking right now.
Is it?
Yes, it's cooking.
I tried. I watched the Royal Rumble.
Oh,
No,
man.
not the. I did watch the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania. I think was it WrestleMania was the last one
WrestleMania
where
40.
The Rock came out.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Yeah,
Which-
the whole bloodline stuff.
Yeah, I mean it was good.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It was
sure.
it was good, but man, when I watch them move, I'm privileged, I believe, with AEW because they will put it all out there every night. The stories aren't the greatest sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
And
man,
I'm a stories guy, so I
yeah.
love the stories and the plot lines
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But AEW is definitely the best in-ring action out there for sure.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
For sure.
And I mean, I do MMA for a living. I own
yeah.
a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts gym.
like
I don't
UFC
fight.
too.
I'm just a coach. I'm an old man who's broken now. But
Knowledge.
Yeah.
The brain still works.
yeah, exactly.
That's
Well,
what's important.
that's up for debate.
It's a little slower. But
It's yeah, exactly. I'm special, but
Are we all?
yes. So I always tell the guys because a lot of them they don't really watch WWE. They don't watch professional wrestling. They're like, it's not real. I'm like, yeah, I know it's not fucking real. Like, obviously, it's not fucking real. Like, I watch real people fight daily. I know what's real and what's not.
Right.
It's the stories, the drama,
for
the
sure.
build.
for sure.
But there's still something like Kenny Omega when he just starts going, or Will Ospreay, like just the shit they do on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I think the shit that they do in the ring tells a story in itself, without the plot lines and everything.
Which
For sure.
I feel
In-ring
that they
action
do
tells a
that better in
story.
AEW.
They do for sure.
The psychology, the ring
Yeah,
psychology.
in-ring psychology. Yeah. WWE's got I think production value and stories over AEW, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, stories are what it's built off of. You can build a good story
Yep.
in anything. Like here, have you guys heard of an artist named Ren? He's a rapper, sort of a rapper, plays acoustic guitar. He had Lyme disease, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he was sick for about 10 years. And so he spent his 10 years in hospital bed, and he had some kind of psychosis. Apparently a small percentage of people who get Lyme disease, or what's the one that ticks bite you get? Is that Lyme disease?
I think Lyme disease.
Lyme disease?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a small percentage of people can be super affected by it. Well, Ren is super talented. You guys need to check him out. I'll show you after we're done here.
For sure.
But he does a lot of storytelling in his music. So he has 3 songs. I don't recall the name of them, but it goes through a whole story. And as you're watching, you just feel taken in with everything he does.
That's cool.
And that's what I want to do for our guys at Icebreaker as well.
Yeah.
Like when we talked about telling stories, like with KO Chris, he was the first ever UFC power slap champion. And he had the first knockout in power slap history. He won the first title in history. He coached the first season in history. So, and he lives right here in Bismarck.
Yep.
And
That's cool.
Yep, he's one of our guys. So, and I want to have him and you do a music video together.
That would be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Tell the comeback story.
He's neighbors with Chris.
Really?
Yeah, Chris texted me and was like, "Yo, KO Chris is my neighbor." And I was
Oh,
like,
really?
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, our friend just moved down here, Chris Pickett. He does photography, incredible work, by the way. You should meet him.
Yeah, I mean, if he's neighbors with KO Chris, I'll probably see KO.
Well, you'll probably see him tonight, too. So.
Oh, KO Chris is going to be there?
No, our Chris.
Oh, you're Chris.
Yeah, other Chris.
Okay, so in our crew, we have 4 Chris's. So
It's a great name.
it must be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
It's common at the very least.
It's a great name.
So, get a little off track, but that's what the show's about.
Never mind WWE or
Little
AEW
wrestling
sidetracking.
tangent, yeah. I
Exactly.
could talk about wrestling for hours.
Yeah, we could go back. We could have a full-on wrestling podcast. Because that is about that and anime are the only TV I watch nowadays.
Nice.
That's all I have the time for.
Yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
Me and my kids watch too. Wrestling in One Piece.
Yep. Me and my daughter, we watch wrestling. But yeah, we watch a lot of anime. But I always ask her, like, think you can take them? And then she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, you're going to have a fight with Will Ospreay coming up. And then she'll be like, no. She won't say she's scared of him. She's not scared of him. It's just,
I got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
I'm busy that day.
There's too much going on. Exactly. I mean, we've all been there.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it in my schedule.
Yep. So, well, with that, we should probably go to our first commercial break.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Big Blanket Co. They talked to me this week. They want it.
These people gonna act like they know you, like they know what you've been through. All those trials and tribulations, they don't know nothing. All you can do is stand there and watch. Yeah, why the fuck is you looking like that? When your mind and your heart ain't attached. See me winning, they feeling attacked. Cause you know you ain't living like that. Don't need diamonds all over my plaques. Cause I'm shining all over the tracks. Man, it took me all over the map. How the hell is you hating on that? Boy, I've been grinding for years. By the time that I'm here, I'm never gonna fold under pressure. I see all that hate through the gestures. Man, they all looking like jesters. They crown me the king like I just won a ring. And all my opponents got swept up. I thought you were saying you next up. Boy, now you know that you messed up. I'ma do what I want, so you can just sit on the sideline and hate. It was destined, I knew it was fate. See my mama, she told me I'm great. I'ma do what I want. Ain't a joke when I say that it's mine. Ain't a rap where I told you a lie. Man, you know that I'm one of a kind. Why the fuck is you looking like that? I just read all my comments and laugh. Ain't no reason to dwell on the past, cause racing that way get you past. I jumped in the whip and I dashed. Just run for the thrill, it's a blast. You position these pills just to last. Your position is suffers the last. Keep your eyes on the prize, my dear. I thrive in fear. I've been doing just fine this year. I can see my mind is clear. I can see all the finest here. So I pass in my belt, taking care of my health. Hands in the sky, I need help. Matter of fact, I just do it myself. I'ma do what I want, so you can just sit on the sideline and hate. It was destined, I knew it was fate. See my mama, she told me I'm great. I'ma do what I want. Ain't a joke when I say that it's mine. Ain't a rap where I told you a lie. Man, you know that I'm one of a kind. I'ma do what I want.
You gotta build it.
You don't know, watch wrestling, get it build up. And you're back.
That was incredible.
That was
a great way to. It'll jump them back into the video.
Get their attention.
They left, but that alone is going to bring them back in.
Indeed,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we're back with Dakotah Faye and DJ Eddie.
Just Eddie Mac.
Eddie Mac.
Callie is my DJ. He had to drive home. He would have been here too, but
Okay.
he's got a gig tonight and mine on. So
So
shout out DJ Callie.
DJ Cali. Okay, well, we'll get him sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't
for
met
sure.
him yet, so Eddie Mac and Dakotah Faye,
Yes.
we are back.
We're back.
So let's go into Money Stacks,
Mhm.
because that would have been your start, correct?
Early, yeah, very early. I don't know. How old were you? 13? I was 14, maybe even younger than that.
2000. It was 2008.
Yeah,
I think
so
I
about
would've been 13.
It was crazy. So, I mean, like I said, he had been rapping before that, here and there. And just one day just asked me to get on this song that our friend Chris Pickett, who was the camera guy, was supposed to be on.
Sorry.
He didn't do it. So I got on it. And from there, it was just kind of like it was just like the ball rolling down the hill. Like it just couldn't be stopped. I immediately fell in love with it, and just the expression and just, it felt like I could finally get my stuff out. You know what I mean? I was a very shy, introverted kind of kid. And it was so awesome to be able to like kind of say whatever the hell I wanted to. And
Like express yourself.
yeah, it was awesome. It was a great way to kind of, and I felt cool. I had a lot of self-esteem issues, as we all do in high school and stuff. So to be able to get all that stuff out, and it was an incredible time. And it kind of we just made music every day. After that point, it was just every single day making music, and just getting better at our craft. And Retty at this time was also making music and stuff. He was a couple years older than us. And we hadn't really, I went to school with Rhett and stuff, but we didn't really like hang out until he got out of high school in 2013.
Yep.
And Retty had been doing shows, and he kind of, attracted to the crew, and we all got down together, made some music, and Retty joined into Money Stacks, and he was like, hey, we could do shows and start taking this more seriously. We were just passing out CDs in our high school.
Yeah.
We were, the guys that rapped and
Rapper guys.
or around town and a little bit like that. And Rec kind of put us, a vision onto it.
Yeah.
And we started doing shows and traveling and getting wherever we could. We started getting bigger and better shows, even if maybe we didn't deserve it at the time, but we put our work in and we grinded, and just over and over and over again, just working at our craft every single day. And now we're here. You know what I mean? Almost 10 years later. And, you know, it's still a hard grind. It's not like, you know, we've hit the, whatever you want to call success, but we've made a lot of memories and a lot of friends and a lot of music, and it's been an awesome time.
Well, I'd say you are, and I tell everyone this, 2 years.
Well, thank
And
you.
2
I hope you're
years.
right. I hope you're wrong and it's 1 year.
Right?
One thing you'll find about me, I'm always right, even when I don't want to be.
Good.
It's a weird thing to
I like
say
that.
because,
Well, I love that.
but 2 years.
Good.
I guarantee it. In 2 years.
I got the clock
you are-
ticking now.
Yep. And if I'm wrong, you just tell me and we'll try again. But-
Got it.
but-
Another 2 years, we'll reset it.
Exactly. But I'm not wrong on this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
absolutely know this. I've seen a lot of the stuff you've done when I started working with the talent management, which was more I was asked to do it for people just because I know people. And
For sure.
I'm usually good to everyone around me.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do. But when I started getting into it, your name kept coming up. So you and Danny Savage.
Yeah.
The Mooncats, I should say.
For sure. Oh, yeah. They're always a million shows. They're out there playing original music. They're incredible. I love those guys so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're super cool guys.
Mhm.
I haven't met Scott yet, but
yeah.
I've met Danny, and I only met Slinger one time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Danny well now.
Right, for sure. He was just on the last episode.
Yep, he was. It was a great episode.
Great episode.
And we talked about you. I think I've talked about you every episode.
I think so. I liked when you guys were talking about mythical creatures. That was my favorite part.
Did I bring you up as a mythical creature?
Doesn't exist, does he?
Doesn't
Does he
know.
not?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
Huh?
I don't know.
Who
It
knows?
doesn't exist.
I mean, I'm on some web pages that says Dakotah Faye doesn't exist. So
That's true.
Can you tell me any different?
I can't.
I
Nope.
mean, this could be a sighting.
Could be, or it couldn't be.
Mm.
You never know.
Depends if people watch this, which
Mm,
that could or could not happen. Too.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. So, how did you two meet then?
I had, so we lived in like down the street from each other.
Okay.
And we both hung out with like, you know, the similar kids in the neighborhood or whatever. And this girl that I was like, I really liked, her friend always talked about her boyfriend Eddie, or, you know, my boyfriend Eddie, or whatever. And I was finally over at her house one time at this big apartment complex. And she was like, oh, my boyfriend Eddie's outside. And I'm like, oh, okay. You know, listen, I was expecting to, I didn't, you know, when you hear Eddie, you don't expect to see
Prince Edward III.
Right. Well, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I go outside and I'm like, which one is Eddie? And back then, this kid had a huge afro, dude.
Well, the tiny
Huge afro
skinny,
with the red.
big afro.
You had like, because it's red when it's really
the tips
long.
of my hair
yeah.
turned like sandy red.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we played football and we hung out and we both found out that we had to walk home the same way. And so he walked me all the way to my house and we were just, and then the next day he came over to my house early in the morning, knocked on my window, was like, hey, you want to hang out? And then we started hanging out every day after that.
So imagine if you tried to do that as an adult.
Right?
Think of that.
I want to hang out. Like, dude, get away from my window.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
so
I walked you home yesterday. What the fuck, man?
I thought we were best friends forever.
Exactly.
But, you know, when you're 12, 13 years old, that was bonding moment. And we figured out we liked the same stuff. And
And I just moved to North Dakota, so I didn't
Okay.
have very many friends
it.
at the
Yeah.
time. And I met someone who was similar to me, you know, so it was like, all right, this
Yeah.
guy's my friend now.
both
Well,
single
yeah,
raised,
choice.
single parent, you know, kind of only children.
Yep.
So we both kind of just clicked on that level. And, you know, fucking 20 years later,
Watching
almost.
wrestling.
Another day, another week. Different state, different beat, but it's still the same me. Like, you just wanna be free. Feel the wind on your wings, steady talking with your peak. Like, I don't wanna die in my hometown. I don't wanna live life with this doubt. Figure out ways just to get me out. Ow, ow. But baby, you just like me though. Got a chip on your shoulder, no Frito. Your shoes so foul like free throws, but the shit ain't free though. Yeah. Takes a bit to know if love is lost. Take my heart to pick that shit apart. Put it back together, this is hard. Perfect pair of thought like Noah's Ark, no. But it broke down. Couldn't think of all the words that I wrote down. See, my life is too fast, I couldn't slow down. But I know now, it's my hometown, yeah. I don't wanna wake up feeling like this was the last time. Got so long ago, it got uncomfortable. That's when you wake up asking me what happened last night. Baby, I don't know what hot and cold, but no way, we always do the same damn thing, the same damn place. thanks to you, babe. What can I say? Can't feel no ways. Can't stay away from you, babe. No way, no way. Can't lie, feels great. What can I say? Hey.
Here we are. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, dude, we actually, oh my God. We used to wrestle. Like, we had our own characters. We were, oh my God.
Our own storyline.
In his mom's room, he had these two twin size beds that we put together. So it was like almost the entire room was the mattress. We would have matches and storylines and titles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we used to go crazy.
Yeah.
We used to go
Had
crazy.
entrance music and everything.
Mhm.
That guy right there. Anything
Let's go.
anything nerdy,
Yeah.
thanks to him.
Yes.
Yep, he got me into anime. That's our producer.
Doing the
Brian,
Lord's
by the way.
work. Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
anime, wrestling, Star Wars, and sometimes I'd fight him on some things. Like he never got me into Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons.
True.
I think he tried, but I couldn't. I had to draw a line somewhere.
Most people do. You got to draw it somewhere. Hey, I'm
Luckily
with you
now
though.
I'm married because if he would have got me, that probably would have happened.
Hey, shout out Brian, man. Appreciate
Right?
it. That's awesome.
But
Yeah.
Matt, do you
way
like
back.
anime as well?
I like a little bit of anime.
A little bit?
Yeah,
Which ones?
Yeah. One Piece right now. I'm
One-
watching it with my son.
Love
really
One
like
Piece.
One Piece.
Watch that for the rest of your life and
You-
not
I
finish it.
know, man. It's so much.
That's a question I have when I chat with people sometimes is, well, what anime, if you had to get rid of everything else, what would it be? Mine is always One Piece. More because it's almost 2,000 episodes.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
What other TV show can get fucking awesome at episode 500?
Right.
That's true.
Like nothing.
Not very
That's
many.
really when it gets good.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
500 episodes.
You just gotta wait through the first 10 seasons and then it gets good, I swear.
I didn't give it a go when I was younger, when it was on
Tsunami?
Toonami.
Yeah.
That was the one. When it got on Adult Swim, I think episode 250-ish, right around there. That's when I started watching it more.
Yeah.
I was like, man, why are they putting this kids anime on Adult Swim?
It's about pirates? What is this?
Yeah. Oh, but how dark it gets
Yeah.
after episode 500.
Yeah.
Oh, some of those things. Like,
I've never
I
gotten
had to
into
get
one.
into it
No?
because I had to pre-watch it before I let my son watch it. Because
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
I didn't really know what it was gonna be like. So
mhm.
I got into it by accident.
Okay. Well, that's how anime gets you.
Yeah.
Like once you get past those weird tropes,
Yeah.
like that's the hardest part for people who aren't into anime. Is like, why are they sticking fingers up people's butts? Like,
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Those were the thoughts I had before I watched it.
Yeah,
It was like,
exactly.
what?
Yep.
Thousands
Or,
years of
man, why does he see a hot girl and blood's flying all over? Like, why doesn't he just get a boner? You know?
It's similar with wrestling in that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those weird things they do in wrestling too,
Yeah.
where it's like, why are they doing that?
Mhm.
What? Why is he letting him slam him like
Yeah.
that?
That could be any different show, really.
Very
Right?
true.
But
Very true.
yeah, but once you get past that, it always takes that one storyline or one anime, one scene that gets you into your nerddom.
Yeah,
For
I agree.
sure.
Which is
Yeah.
what is your anime?
I mean, if like you said, if I had to take like I couldn't have any other ones, it would be Dragon Ball Z, just because that's
The
Yeah.
classic.
that's
Yeah.
what I grew up watching. That's what got me into anime was Dragon Ball Z. So that will always be my number one
Sure,
favorite.
yeah.
Okay.
I know it's very decisive, but
It's a good one.
it's my favorite one.
It's a good one. I would probably go with Eddie on this one. I'd probably go One Piece.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch One Piece then.
oh,
Good.
I've never started it.
oh,
It starts a
it's
little slow.
commitment.
It starts a little slow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I have a lot of episodes to catch up on.
Yeah,
It
You
is,
can watch
it
it
is
for a while.
commitment, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can imagine.
once you become a celebrity, 2 years, then
2 years.
you'll be on the road a lot. You'll be able to catch up. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time.
I'll have plenty of time. I'll get the DVD box set. It'll probably be fucking 11 feet long.
Little Eddie will school you on it.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna make little hard drives in the future for that, where they sell.
They would have to.
Right.
It's
I don't see why they haven't already.
right. Makes sense.
Probably be too easy to pirate then, like easier than it is now.
No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I was thinking that, but you thought it first.
I thought it out loud.
Yes. So, how about your favorite anime?
Well, I told you that. Hunter x Hunter.
Yep, Hunter x Hunter. Yep.
I just thought just immediately catches you first season. There's no filler. It doesn't feel like
See, and I've told other people, like, I can't get people into it.
really.
I've tried. And a lot of times, the only way I can get them into it is I say, go 90 episodes in and watch the Chimera Ant Arc.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I've gotten them into it.
Fair. Dude, it caught me right away. I just saw it like after, a big Dragon Ball Z guy, watching so many animes with filler and all this stuff, just having a show that like every episode had a great plot point or something that happened and progressed. I was like, this is awesome.
Exactly.
And incredible fight scenes, like so much cool stuff.
The thing I liked about it too is they didn't overpower like Dragon Ball.
Right.
Dragon Ball is the OG. It's the classic. You have to watch it. But they focus more on story in Hunter x Hunter.
Definitely.
Where the characters didn't get overpowered, but it was overcome this, overcome that.
Right.
Slow training. Maybe cheat a little bit to get some wins or work together. But as long as they win, it doesn't matter. So,
any means necessary. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Great one. So back to it. So you guys started Money Stacks, then probably high school?
A little bit. Maybe, pretty much.
I think I was in 8th grade. But
So okay. So young.
I think I was in 8th grade and you were in 7th grade. If it was in 2008. I graduated in 2012, so 2008. Well, depends on I guess at what part of either, whatever.
Junior high or high school.
One of the two.
Yeah.
Formative years.
Yeah.
Yes, very formative.
So then you guys started playing probably local shows.
Indeed. Not until 2013. So there was a huge gap of where we were just making music in our bedroom.
Yeah.
In front of the closet, annoying our mothers to no end. And just working on our craft. And that was really like where we honed our skills and,
I like to call it boot camp.
Yes.
Rap camp.
It really was. It really was.
That's the way you have to do it.
Yeah.
When I started jiu-jitsu, I was the second gym in North Dakota, but there's no way I could have made it then. I had to have basically 3 friends that I practiced with every day. Nobody knew who we were.
Right.
And then now jiu-jitsu is huge, but at the time I'd get people drive by and have my little time to like, you have no idea what the fuck I can do to you, bro. I don't kung fu chop anything.
I agree with that because, being rappers in Minot, North Dakota, it was very scarce. You know what I mean? We didn't have, people, we didn't know about any older people that had did it before. Obviously, there were in different cities and stuff like that, but we didn't know anything about anything. No one taught us anything. This was very primitive years of YouTube. You know what I mean? There wasn't a tutorial on how to do everything. Very primitive equipment. Yeah, we were recording on webcam microphones and we would just put pillows around and we were recording like the instrumentals with the vocals on one track.
At the same time.
Just very, figuring it out, really just grinding and just trying to figure out how to even do this stuff, but we knew we loved it and it was a lot of fun. So
we knew we could do it.
We
just
wanted
had
to
figure out how.
Yeah. Well, and North Dakota too. I mean, it's gotten better, but it was 10 years behind.
Oh yeah.
And I grew up in the 90s and it was more like the 80s. People are showing like fashion pictures now. I'm like, oh, that was the 90s. Like, no, that was the 80s. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
All right then.
But it got better with the internet and everything, but I'm sure just what you had access to as far as equipment for sure, like the internet to see everything.
Yeah, for sure. But it was very, we didn't have social media. MySpace, that was the first thing that we put music on. And, sometimes we get some track to pop off a little bit. We get like 200 plays and be like, oh my God, this is incredible. We're going to be famous in no time.
Yeah.
But 2 years. 2 years. Banking on it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm never wrong. When I'm wrong, I am. But yeah. All right. With that, next commercial break, sponsored by the Only Faye shirt. Where's it?
Oh yeah, right here. I got it.
Why are we not showing that bad boy
Put
off?
it on.
Here we go. So let's get into that story next. Here when we get back.
The Only Faye.
Yes.
Hey everyone, it's the butt crack of noon, and I just got out of bed and ran down. Weather correspondent Danny Savage messaged and said there's some severe weather activity that he needed to report on right now. Let's check in with Danny.
This is the best selection of gas station food I've ever seen. They got the whole chili cheese dogs, popcorn, everything here, including little smokies. Check it out. Complete with ranch dispenser. And on the other side, there's a chicken buffet. I'm gonna have to move to South Dakota. Look at this. Oh, bam. Chicken buffet. God, that looks good. Except for this. This looks terrible.
And we are back with Dakotah Faye and Eddie Mack. So
What up, Eddie?
What up?
What up, man? You look a little different, man. Did you get a haircut on commercial break?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard some people call you Red, but
Eddie and Retty, we get mixed up all the time. So
oh shit.
Great story, but tell me whenever we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, so my name's Rhett, and so usually people butcher my name like Brad. I get everything, you know. Randy. No, so whenever we go to McDonald's or something, I always just use Eddie because who's gonna mess that up, you know?
Exactly.
So there always ends up being two Eddie
Eddies,
calls.
yeah. So our orders usually get mixed up anyways. So. No, that's
So yeah, this is Retty.
Ready?
good to
Okay.
meet you,
Ready.
man. Good to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Yes.
And you were a couple years older.
Yeah, I'm a couple years older than these guys, and I was kind of making music at the time. You know, we were kind of in the age of, you know, every kid probably wanted to be a rapper, you know.
Every kid wanted to be in music.
Yeah.
You know,
You
I
know.
played guitar. I played in some bands. Wasn't very
Yeah.
good, but I tried.
So, yeah, I did music, and eventually I kind of discovered Dakotah, and like he was saying, they were kind of just in the underground stage making music in their rooms and stuff. And I had done a few shows, probably 3-4 shows. So I kind of had that under my belt, and we met up, and yeah, I kind of told him that, you know, you guys should be playing shows, you know, you need to get out there more than you are. And yeah, here we are, you know, it's been a wild ride.
Incredibly wild.
10 years later.
10 years.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
well, 11
They
now.
were just kids, you know. They weren't even 21. We were playing in bars, you know. They had to get X's on their wrists and
We were getting
get
kicked out.
escorted immediately after.
Immediately afterwards. I remember I pulled up to the SRB for that one show, and they wouldn't even let me in. I was outside, right? And I forget what show that was.
Yeah,
There was
wild.
that one rapper guy that was like big, Bobby Woods or something. Anyway, because Jansen was playing, but they wouldn't even let me in. So I'm literally standing outside the door while Rhett and all them are in the venue watching. I'm just like against
through the window,
against the glass, like, let me in. So yeah, we've been doing it for 11 years
There
now.
were some kids out there. We were all just
all
kids.
just kids.
out there,
Yeah.
but, you know.
Figuring it out. But Rhett was really the person that gave us the vision of, you know, being able to take it bigger and bigger. So
Yeah, you know, and then, you know, opening the Kid Ink and Funk Volume and MGK, you know, all
started
that
doing
stuff.
these big shows at the Civic Center when, you know, we were the kids from Minot. That's where we met the Young Thoroughbreds and, you know, doing those kind of shows back in the day.
And it was all about just knocking on any door we could, you know.
Even if we were annoying.
Getting 200 no's, you know, but we get that one yes, you know, and then and we would do that, you know, just as much as we could, you know, to
Driving
get any
16 miles to lose money to
play
for 5 people.
driving to Fargo almost every weekend to make no money.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it was for 5, 6, 7 years, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
in business, I mean,
So
they
now
bring that up quite a bit where you have to fail. Like, you are going to fail 95% of the time, but 5%, that's what matters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's really what builds the foundation for whatever you're striving for and your goals are too. It really builds a hard foundation of being able to, you know, take those faults and those failures that you have and, you know, take them in stride and really improve. And, you know, we've been through the ringer, we've hit the bottom and we've strived through and we're all still doing it together. You know, we've had our rocky moments and stuff, but I wouldn't want to do it with I don't want to do it with anybody else but these guys. And if I can't do it with them, then, you know.
Was it just you three then?
And well, Callie, our DJ,
Callie, yeah.
joined a few years after that, about
we
2016.
never really had a DJ. We would just find anybody that could.
And Callie
had a
didn't
computer,
DJ
yeah.
at first. We were all just rappers, all making our own music and everything. And Callie finally took a step back and wanted to DJ. And, you know, Eddie's taking a step back too and doing the hype man. And Rhett just started picking up the camera, actually.
We all got to just find avenues to, if we want to keep hanging on these coattails, you know what I'm saying, per se. But but no, we got to all find our
like
lanes,
I said,
you
it's
know.
a team, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Every member of the team is important. We were talking about, you've heard of George St. Pierre, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So George St. Pierre, he was ahead of his time. He had the best coaches around that nobody had heard of at the time. These guys have never fought. They never did anything. They were just minds. But they made George St. Pierre into something special. Granted, he had the heart to do it too, but these guys did that. And if it wasn't for them, he probably wouldn't be where he is today.
Right.
That said, there's Jackson Winklejohn Gym. That was his striking coaches. And they went from having a house full of UFC champions into none within a year. So they're always saying there was probably a coach behind the scene that got no credit. Yeah. But he was probably the one who was teaching everyone, making everyone successful. He left. And again, I don't have proof of this. This is just the belief that once he left, that's when they started going downhill.
Yeah, the glue wasn't there anymore.
Yep. So even if they don't know the person, doesn't mean he's not part of the team. He could be the facet that makes the team move.
I agree.
Not saying we're the wheels on the wagon to make it go, but
I would have to disagree with you. You guys are. Mm-hmm. Without your guys' motivation and push, I don't have the strive to continue to do anything. You know what I mean? You guys pick me up when I'm down or when I'm feeling insecure about stuff, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. So it's important to have a team. It really is.
Yeah. Yep. The people who won't make it, it's a lot of time selfishness.
Yeah.
Thinking they can do it on their own when, nobody successful can. It would be too hard.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it's been great. It's been great hanging out with my guys and getting to do what we do. And we're, 11 years in, and it sounds like we're finally taking bigger strides. You know what I mean? We were taking small strides, and now it feels like, we're skipping steps now. Well, it feels like we're really hitting that stride.
You are, like I said, I think you are right there. This is just my opinion.
Right.
Always right. But
2 years.
So 2 years. 2 years. Remember this.
2 years.
So you are like right there. I see everything you do. Because like I said, now I start following you. Me and you've developed a friendship.
For sure.
Business relationship.
Yep.
All that. And I've said it many times that you and Danny are the two people that I am so happy I met. If this doesn't work out, I can still message you at 2 a.m, and you're going to be like, hey, man, what's going on? Even in 2 years when you're super famous, and you'll be like, I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. He just sends me
why does he keep calling me?
But,
I'll be right there.
Exactly. And I have no doubt about that.
We're good.
I see that with you. I see that with Danny.
Danny always seems like super genuine guy and incredibly talented musician.
Yes.
He did a cover of Gymnastics that was on the washboard. Oh my God, it's so good.
That was one of my favorites.
Incredible. He's like, yeah, send me the lyrics, and then pops that out. I was like, okay, you made it way more beautiful than I ever could imagine when I wrote it. But it's cool to be surrounded with people like that.
How is Gymnastics not on everyone's radio? You have 3 songs that I can think of off the top of my head, but Gymnastics could be played in any genre, any group. How is that not everywhere? How do you not have a music video for that?
Because I got so stuck on filming these short reels. You know what I mean? Filming music videos, one, is tough with no affordable videographers to have in the area that we live in.
Which is why you're hanging out with us.
Well, there you go.
That's our whole thing is we want to be a one-stop shop. We have videographers, we have producers, we have everything, and we want to be produced or everything done in North Dakota.
Yeah,
with our team, and basically North Dakota versus the world.
I agree. I couldn't agree
if
more.
It exists.
If it exists. But then I feel like I'm so on to the next thing too quickly. Like I'll promote a song for a week or two, but then I'm like, all right, the next single. And it's like sometimes I gotta let it marinate and really push a single out. And I think I've been kind of overdoing it a little because I'm, you watch all these videos on Instagram or TikTok, and all these guys have the answers. Oh, you want your song to blow up? Do such and such. Do this and that. You know what I mean? So I'm stuck in between. Do I release a song every month and try to just get as much content out as I can, or do I get one really and really work on that one and push it out? It's that's the tough line that I've kind of found myself in. On not just the music side, but the content creator side, which is really most of my job now. Not saying I don't, music is still and it'll always be about the music, but to promote myself and get my name out there like I have been doing in the last 2 years, I've had to focus a lot more on my marketing and how I'm putting myself out there and getting videos and that kind of stuff on there. So it's been kind of a hard struggle between trying to figure out, do I push this song harder or do I move on to the next thing and still, have those backup content from that old song, and maybe it'll pop off later. And so I'm kind of stuck in limbo of like, what do I do on this content side? It can be a little frustrating.
And I feel I kind of come into play a little bit like business wise with you there,
Right.
seeing like, hey, gymnastics, why is this not something yet?
For sure.
And then I can try to get it to the right people.
Right. Exactly.
Because you're doing your thing, you're focusing on that, which there's two ways that people look at things nowadays with business, music, entertainment, is keep putting stuff out there, make as much as possible, and you'll make good stuff too.
Right.
I was watching a story the other day, and I believe it was on pottery, which, how is music and pottery related, you ask? Well, let me tell you. So they took two groups. They had people make, I think it was 200 of the same piece. And then they had someone or another group make, I think, 5 or 10 and just say, put all your time in this, put as much time as you can and make it perfect. And then at the end of that experiment, they chose the perfect piece of pottery, which are the best piece anyway. And they chose from the people who made like 500, 200, however many, because those people just sit there cranking it out, got better with their craft, cranking it out. Right. So that became best. Whereas the other people were very focused and meticulous and only had that one piece. So the people who get into making a ton of stuff and trying a ton of different things are going to find the faster way to make it sometimes.
Right.
That's not saying that, you couldn't make it the other way either, but
there's many paths to.
That's how I feel about your songs too. I mean, when 9 to 5 came out, I was like, this is the one. How can this not make it big?
For sure.
How can this not make it? And then No Way comes out, and I'm like,
but this one.
And now Gymnastics comes out, and it's like, man, if Gymnastics doesn't make it big.
Well,
I think everyone's getting so much better and better and better.
Well, thank you. I think that's a good sign then. You know what I mean? If everyone that we're improving on is getting better and better and better, then one day we'll hit that ceiling and break through it,
Yep. And like I said, I'm going to be pushing everything to the moon. That's what I do with you guys.
Right.
I'm business with heart. I care about you guys. I want you to succeed. I've said this probably 1,000 times to you, but if one of you guys succeeds, we all succeed.
Right.
So whether my show makes it,
2 years.
2 years. 2 years. No doubt. Actually, I'm dead serious with you on that one, though.
Well,
I think 2 years. Honestly, I feel it should be quicker than that, but
I'll work my hardest to make it. I need it next week.
You're saying that 5 years ago.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think you need to do anything different. Like, I think 2 years. What's that song from Stranger Things?
Running Up the Hill.
Running Up the Hill. That was what, 20 years ago?
She made that in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay, so that was.
It's like a 40-year-old song,
right.
and it went number 1. You're like, that was like 5 years ago, right?
That was like last year, right? But nobody heard of that song in the 80s. And all it took was to be in a Netflix show, which is another thing I've been watching. Is it more, I think it's less about the music now than where it's placed, the video that goes with it, which is, to me, crazy. And even doing this show, everything I come back to is get good audio equipment. Cameras matter less. My least expensive camera is by far my best. It doesn't matter because I got some good audio.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's weird how things are now. But with that, commercial break. Sponsored by. Who's going to give us a fucking sponsor?
We need it, please.
Yes.
It's your spot.
Oh, sorry. And we are back. So, with Dakotah Faye. And Eddie.
Yeah.
Rhett.
Here they are. They're in the spaceship.
Well,
they went back to their
those
home.
two.
Oh, they're right here.
Yep.
There we go.
Eddie and Rhett. So,
guys looking good. This one's Eddie.
Yeah, that does look a lot more like Eddie.
And this one's Brad? Chet?
So, actually, that right there, I know you were being a bit of a racist, but
as I've known to be,
as you are known to be on the internet, big thing with you.
Yeah.
But Has race ever came into play? Because you are Native American.
Right.
But
I look white.
you look
Totally get that.
You look super white.
For sure.
I mean, I think what was it? It was maybe a month ago where I had a cap cut dude. Was it Barbie?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, so Barbie-ized me is you. Is what the picture came out to be.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I grew up in Minot, and I went to a Catholic school, so it was. I was always super, the most native kid there.
Yeah.
But then, I go around, some of my family, and I'm like the whitest dude ever. You know what I mean? So I've always kind of felt this, kind of back and forth about, who I am or what I am, but.
Does it really matter though?
No, it doesn't. As the older I've gotten, the more I know it doesn't matter. And I'm Dakota at the end of the day, and I embrace my Native American side. I also embrace my Irish, side, my mother's side, and it's just who I am. I'm Dakota. That's all that should matter. You know what I mean? Well, this is Eddie. This is Red. That's all that should matter.
It looks just like him.
just like him. So yeah, a little bit. A little bit here and there, but the older you get, the more you kind of understand and. You don't fear it so much of those insecurities and stuff.
Oh yeah, but has anyone else made a deal out of it? Or
well, people think I'm white, so
yeah, exactly.
so I get that. The only thing that saves me is my name. Someone sees my name, they're like, "Oh, that's a native guy," and then they look at him, and they're like, maybe I don't know,
a little bit. Not, you can see it, but then at the same time, it could be anything.
Right.
We live in North Dakota. If we're not mutts, I mean, nowhere else.
I agree. I think I'm a little bit of French Canadian too, and this or that, a whole bunch of shit.
Yep.
So
I had a test. I knew my grandparents were from Iceland.
Cool.
But my mom's side, we didn't know. I found out my grandpa wasn't my real grandpa. Turns out
that's a plot twist.
Yeah, my whole mom's side is unrelated to me at all.
Wow.
Yeah. The guy, my grandpa, he kind of left, but they told my mom that was his grandpa. Then, 4 years ago, I did a DNA test, and then I was related to all these people in Connecticut. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like my first cousins and all this.
Wow.
And we haven't looked too much into it, but then my mom did it, and she would have like 3 sisters and 3 brothers in Connecticut that we've never met. We don't know. And her dad wasn't really her dad, and her mom's long gone. So
that's insane.
No way to find out anything else.
You're making me terrified to do. I've always wanted to do one of those. I really do want it. And then now I'm like, what if I'm like Scottish or something? And I have no idea. Yeah, well, what if my mom isn't my mother?
Well, then that's a huge thing. I am, I think, 28% Scottish.
Wow.
So, and then of course Iceland, but that was just the Vikings who were more rebel than the Vikings, and like, I don't fucking like this. Fuck you. We're going to Iceland. So
that seems pretty on brand for the Vikings. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, there was so much infighting, which bad history in itself.
Right, for sure. But it's cool that you kind of now. You know what I mean? Exactly. Knowing your family history and stuff like that. That's something I've always been interested in too. Kind of being not super close to one side of my family. There is a lot of questions up there. So something I'm definitely interested in finding out for myself too.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, like I said, people, but it is, it's fun to play with and kind of know.
I agree.
So,
hey, what's going? Wait, hold on. Okay, look. Remember I was telling you me and Sean Anonymous were going on tour, Midwest Marauder Tour? All right, look, we added 3 dates. Duluth, Minnesota, okay, Sioux City, Iowa, and Omaha, Nebraska. All right, just check out my bands in town. We'll have all the info you need. I want to see you guys there, okay? Wait, please.
Anyway, so you are on the Midwest Marauders Tour.
Indeed, I am.
With Sean Anonymous.
Which
I don't know much about him. Seems like a really cool guy.
He is a legend in Minneapolis. Somebody that I've known about for over 10 years. He is an incredible artist. He's made music with artist Lizzo. They were, really good friends, and he's worked with tons of other Minneapolis legends. He's a legend in his own right. He plays his birthday show at First Ave like every year, and not only that, but a super warm and inviting, and didn't even know me. Like the first show that we did back in Duluth, the first show of the tour was the first time I ever met him in person. Mm-hmm. It was just over the internet. We made a song together, and then it slowly turned into, hey, we should do a show. And then we have a whole tour booked out, and he's been nothing but hospitable to me, and getting to learn from him, someone that's, has the knowledge and has been around, I've just been a sponge around him. So it's been great. We're on show 4 is tonight in Bismarck. So,
which after the show,
it'll be after. It'll be after. But so I'm excited to finish out this tour with him and just learn as much as I can.
Well, and I've talked to him a little bit, basically, because I do your merch with you.
Yeah.
So I asked him. I said, "Hey, do you need anything? You know, I know you're going to be here, so if you needed anything, since that's what I can bring to the table merch-wise, is I can pump something out real quick for you."
For sure.
And no, he's good on merch, but super cool guy. And
Indeed.
I didn't get to know him very well, but I listened to his album, and anytime I ask him anything, like he always responds. Which in my eyes shows a really cool, down-to-earth person, because he's not like, "The fuck is this guy asking me questions?" He's like, "Hey, man, you know."
Right.
Which I enjoy.
Yeah, so do I. He's been a pleasure to be on tour with.
And then, so this is the 4th show that you were correct tonight. So how's it been so far?
It's been awesome. Fargo was last night and it was incredible. First week in Duluth was awesome. Second week was a little different. We both did separate shows, but we just both called them like on the tour. And that was awesome too. So, I mean, every stop has been its own little slice of, experience, different from the last, which has been really cool. And I'm really excited for Bismarck tonight. And then we got Minneapolis, which I haven't been to Minneapolis in years to do a show. So I'm really excited for that one. Then we're going to Sioux City, Iowa, and then we're going to Omaha, Nebraska to finish it off. And it's going to be a blast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, and then you messaged me, was it last week? Where I woke up and I have a message from you. "Hey, can we make this?" And
this is what I love about you, Josh. You work as fast as I do. I'm a very I will do it the next day. Like, I am very big on, we got to capitalize on this right now. I messaged you at I don't even know what time it was. And you were like, "Yeah, I got you." You had it print. You had
Where's that?
Oh yeah, right here.
Yeah. So
sent me this within the hour, "Oh, should we do this? Should we do this?" And we bounced it back and forth.
Yep. And I feel like I'm annoying him when I ask him all these questions.
Oh no, I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm very detailed and in anal about that kind of stuff. So to have someone else that's also the same way about it, it's a match made in heaven.
Well, and then I looked and of course I researched, because the last thing we need is for you to get sued for anything.
Or any of us.
So if you fucking try us, no, I changed it, you fucks.
That's right.
I changed the lock so it wasn't the fans.
Right.
Which I don't know. I think I can say it. And then I changed the lettering,
Liberty,
which we didn't even have to change this because they use such a generic font anyway.
Right.
So the only thing I really had to change was this lock, just to make sure, because I found out that's what they had the copyright on.
Oh,
was the most thing. So,
but made it our own, put our own twist on it.
Exactly.
I think it's an awesome shirt.
Yep. I wanted it to look like a demon. So
incredible,
little devil head on there.
Incredible work.
Which these things, if you're not buying them, you get on iceprintworks.com now and buy them. That's my shipping company. You can also go on, where do you ship from?
I have a Shopify. So it's Dakotah Faye at .shopify.com.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that. And the reason that I started my own, not that I really care, it doesn't matter. I make no more money shipping it for you than any other deal. But it helps highlight other people. They
for
go
sure.
on,
everybody else on the team, and which are also incredible pieces. Go back and watch his episode. He had that shirt on.
Yep.
Incredible stuff.
And with that too, I mean, the other day someone bought, I think, 2 Danny Savage shirts. Then the next day they said they were eyeballing your shirts.
Yeah.
And boom, they ordered 2 of your shirts because they like it, So that's how I like that you guys can play off of each other. And it's a team. Like I said, I am very team oriented. Probably came from the jiu-jitsu portion, which you'd think jiu-jitsu, these guys are, combat sports is a single person sport. It's far from it.
You got plenty of people in there sparring with you and training with you. Yep. You're with these people every day. They see a different perspective that you don't see.
Exactly.
And they can kind of set you straight, no, you should be doing it like this or doing that.
Yep.
It's
and
very
then
important.
They watch, coaches watch the tape and stuff like that. If I know a guy is going to fight someone who shoots for doubles, say they're a really good wrestler, we have to, maybe their thing is double legs.
Right.
I'm going to teach them how to avoid that double leg at all costs, because that's that guy's bread and butter. Which, when you're in the moment and you're fighting, you can't really see around yourself as well. So you can rely on your coaches.
For sure. And it's amazing to be able to rely on other people. So that's why it's been incredible to be working with you guys and also working with my guys.
Yeah, and then the thing I like about it too is I was an artist before, but I was a metal guy. So I was just like, I don't listen to metal music, which was very narrow-minded, but I was also a teenager. I like how things are now, where you can go play with Tigirlily Gold.
Absolutely.
As a rapper.
Yeah.
Guest rapper.
Guest rapper.
A guest rapper.
Guest rapper only.
Only guest rapper.
Yeah.
Which, that in itself is a story, and we don't have long. Let's tell that story, and then we'll tell this story quick, if you have a few minutes.
Well, Tigirlily has been around also for, over a decade now, and, North Dakota scene, not that big. We all kind of know about each other, even in other genres. If somebody's doing, you getting a lot of traction and buzz, about them. And I've been a huge fan of them for a very, very many, many years, and very big supporter of them, and super proud. I feel a sense of pride whenever, they win the CMA award, or, they're playing Madison Square Garden. Like, this stuff is unheard. It's not, there are other Ghost Path. There's other huge, bands and musicians that have taken huge steps, but Tigirlily, I'm very proud of them, and we've always had a close relationship. And for them to ask me when they came and did their first headlining show in Fargo, they asked me to do, I did an open verse challenge on that song that they did on TikTok. So they asked me to come do that with them. And that's a crowd that none of those people, obviously the journalists didn't know who I was either, but a huge
showed that.
They did, but it was a huge opportunity. And, the whole guest rapper thing, I take it with a grain of salt, and I made cool merch out of it.
Exactly.
So,
and it's funny.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to take those things. But I owe Kendra and Krista a lot. They're incredible. They deserve all the success in the world. And I'm very proud of them, and, for representing Minot. It's incredible to even be on the same stage as with those artists. It means a lot.
But for those who don't know, you did a song for them, and then the media.
Right. Yeah. They were covering the just the show in general. And, they, I get why it was just guest rapper. You know what I mean? I don't think maybe they didn't, get a chance to talk to me afterwards to kind of find out who I was. And, it wasn't about me. It was about them.
Exactly.
But it was just an honor to be mentioned at all. And, just to be able to, kind of take it a funny spin on it. Exactly. It's just what I do in general.
I've always said that about you too, how you take bad situations and you turn them around.
You got to be able to laugh at yourself. And I think that kind of eases everybody else around you. And it just, you make for good content.
Well, and since I've known you, you've done that twice now. The Only Faye shirt, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No. Just one of those funny things that somebody else could take it wrong, but.
Yeah. Which Logic reviewed your album.
Oh, he reviewed 2 different songs.
Two songs.
He's doing like a contest on his Discord to get a free feature for him. So I've been submitting songs like a bunch of other artists, and I've gotten the chance to get reviewed twice now, and he's said nothing but great things about it. So, other than my name sounds like a porn star name, which, to be fair, kind of does. So I don't blame him, but Only Faye, that's the new thing.
And we got the Only Faye shirt.
And exactly.
And people seem to love it so far.
Yeah, for sure. People are loving it.
Thinking these are going to be flying on the shelves. I hope. Yeah. Well, again, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2.
And with that, I'm tired.
Me too. I got to go play a show.
Yeah. I'm going to bed. You do what you want.
Yeah. He's just right there, going to bed. You know what? Maybe move over, Red and Eddie. Let me get a little nap in before the show.
Yeah. Started from the ground, now we breaking the mold. Icebreakers moving fast, never doing what we're told. North Dakota on the map, yeah, we rising from cold. From the grit in the ground, this hustle's pure gold. Ain't no limits when we press, got the squad on deck. We working day and night, cashing every check. Got my crew staying solid, breaking ice, no regret. We pushing boundaries, yeah, we ain't done yet. Breaking the ice, got the fire in our veins. Living for the dream, pushing past the chains. From the cold to the top, yeah, you know our name. We the icebreakers, never playing no games. Running with the team, we keep it low key. All the struggles and the pain, turn them into victory. In the booth with the mic, let it loose, stay free. No more looking back, now the future's what we see. In the heart
heart of the plains where the cold winds blow. We bringing heat to the streets, let the whole world know. Icebreakers in the game, got that rhythm and flow. Watch us rise to the top, man, we ready to go. Breaking the ice, got the fire in our veins. Living for the dream, pushing past the chains. From the cold to the top, yeah, you know our name. We the icebreakers, never playing no games. We ain't just artists, we breaking every wall. From the city to the globe, we answering the call. Pushing limits, breaking norms, never gonna stall. Icebreakers in the house, yeah, we standing tall. Breaking the ice, got the fire in our veins. Living for the dream, pushing past the chains. From the cold to the top, yeah, you know our name. We the icebreakers, never playing no games. So when you hear that beat and feel that flow, just know it's the icebreakers ready to blow. From the underground up, yeah, we steal the show. Breaking the ice, watch us shine and glow.